Hello everybody, this is SeKo Starcraft, bringing you The Legend of Barcode Bronze. This is a little bit of an introduction into this story, a dialogue between my friend and somebody who played on the Bronze League ladder. Somebody that took the game just a little bit too hard. They took it a little bit too much like that's how they find value in themselves. So I'm going to give you a replay featuring the soon-to-be legend of Barcode Bronze. So this is the legend himself in the bottom left, Mr. Barcode, against my buddy, IllmadicW in the top right. Still wishing the good luck and have fun. Little does he know the legend, the myth that he is playing against. The person that is soon to be tops of all ladders in all societies. I think he should just give up Starcraft altogether and go into office for himself as being the Grandmaster Champion of the globe. Maybe someday the universe. He's starting off standard like anybody else was, as anybody should to this point in the game. And I know that IllmadicW has been working really hard on his Bronze League ladder, but he's somebody that takes a lot of joy and has a lot of fun with the game. He's going to throw himself down a wall and go for a scout. That's what cool kids do. And down on this side here, we had the Super Gosu Mega Pro Refinery Council. So that way he can get things out just a little bit sooner. But as we can see, it's not going to do him too much good at this stage. We have a gas before racks. So we're going to see some sort of teching here out of William. He's got himself a plan. He knows what he's going to do. Barcode Bronze is actually going to be getting himself a hatch on 11. Now you guys might not have seen the hatch on 11 strategies because this is so elite. This is so beyond the conception of even the most professional players that you will almost never see this kind of play. I'm sure that Illmatic didn't even notice that on his way by, because that wouldn't just make much sense to see something like that happen. Now, in a surprising turn of events, Barcode Bronze, also known as GoPro, is going to go up to the top right to scout. He should already know what's coming at him though. I'm sure this is just a formality, something just to show his opponent that, you know what, I am scouting, I do play normal, but in the back of his mind, he's prepared for all contingencies. Now he's going to be able to come in here and look at this build and say, wow, don't you ever play standard. Unbelievably standard. I'm just going to sit here and watch you for a while. And watch your standardness of play. It's okay that my drone got blocked in here. I don't even mind. I've got a great view of how bad you are from right here. Pool's going to be finished. Got himself down. Them there hatches. Double overlord production. It's very important if you have those extra minerals that you spend them on getting out extra overlords. That way you can delay your queens and not have to worry about having to deal with the APMs of extra injects. Also importantly, sacrifice overlords if you have the chance. That way you know that your opponent thinks that you're really crappy. Your metagaming is mined to such a level that it's hard to even fathom how difficult it must be for William going into this, and how much of a disappointment he's getting set up for when he thinks his opponent is super noobyish terrible. We do have an expansion here out of the dubs. He does enjoy his really fast economy, getting himself out of tech and a starport. Very standard, approachable build. Barcode Bronze is going to go for that next level hatch, because he knows that he has got the opportunity with the build he's up against. It'll be a while before he gets pressured. Now this is very important. You think that going 2 gas per extractor is just for Protoss. No. That gives you the optimal amount of gas, even as playing a Zerg player. Now getting your timings down exactly on your injects might seem like it's important, but at this stage of the game, with all this money to spend, it's actually more important for him to get creep tumors rather than get out the larva that he needs to spend his money. The tricks of the mind at this phase are just so bogglingly good. Economy-wise, we're going to be able to see that Barcode Bronze does have himself a pretty good little bit of a supply lead in the workers. He's going to get himself a handful of lings out because he knows that there's units on the map somewhere. He's going to be ready for them. Going to go for that there lair tech. And now he's got himself full gas production. Good extra amount of overlords. You just never know when you're going to get supply blocked, so invest extra money earlier on. And keeping a bank is also really cool. That means that if at any point you do wish to be able to spend it on something like more production or more workers, you could do that. But you don't have to do it right now. We have Zergling speed and more Zerglings going up against a very aggressive blue flame build. That's alright. We know that the control of Barcode Bronze is going to be so good that he is not even going to have to worry about the mass blue flame that's coming at him here. IllmadicW could be focusing on getting himself an orbital or getting a few more workers out, but he is more interested in going and putting on the pressure. We're getting down the quasi wall from GoPro. Yes. Just a handful of units here. Just a ragtag. And this seems like more than enough Zerglings to take care of that. We see this outrageous bank for GoPro. But we know he's going to spend that at some point here soon. He's just waiting for the right tech combination. And then he's just going to explode. He is going to orgasm with unit production. It's going to be majestic. He could build more workers. Right, he could get out more workers because he's been at 26 for a while now. But it's more important that he actually gets out tons and tons of overlords. That way, if he does want to make that choice later, he's always got that option available to him. Creep spread. Just a moderate creep spread, not too much creep spread. Now, this looks like enough Zerglings to just completely surround and kill these Hellions. But that would be what you would expect the Zerg player to do. So GoPro is obviously going to sit back and just lose ling after ling, rather than actually take out any of these units here. Now we have roaches out on the map. Now if he timed his attack together, he might have been able to take that out. But that might have been an overcommitment. It's more important for him at this stage to bank up resources and not overinvest in his economy. That way he's always going to have the option to get more units that he needs. And more Zerglings, because he knows that 52 Zerglings is the best way to deal with mass bio and blue flame Hellions. Now that Overlord might have seemed like it was a waste, but it was actually a very, very sophisticated and well understood scout that he wanted to use to make sure that that army was still there, and that it did still have the opportunity to kill stuff. You just never know for sure. Creep killing. It's good. Now once again, it looks like there's enough stuff here. And GoPro, oh, no. He probably could have taken out that army, but that's not how you set people up for failure. How you set people up for failure is to make them think and know that you could kill them. But in the instance, you're coming up from behind. William he really doesn't like the idea of the hot pickup award, so he'd rather lose units than grab achievements. Back at home, tanks, bio, medevacs, units. If we look at the supply on workers there, we did get a little bit more out of GoPro. And he's actually building a few more now. Now that he's got enough opportunity in place, now that he's got an army to defend against everything, he knows he can get out just a bit more economy. Yes. We can see that on this side here, we have a really good combination of macro facility units. Still producing more. And this overcommitment into overlords, this is such an interesting thing. And you guys might have been wondering what he was saving up all that money for so long. And that's so that way if he needed to spend $1,000 on overlords all at once, he could afford to do so. And there's not too many people that could say the same. We have a big pile of roaches, which was why it was very important to make sure that he got +1 melee out first for those zerglings. Now you'd think you'd have this opportunity. You'd have a pretty good sized army. You'd have the opportunity to go do some damage. But what's really important now for GoPro is he's got everything in place. Is to just make sure that he's well protected on this side of the map and that his opponent doesn't get too much vision. He's going to control these watchtowers just to make sure that his opponent isn't going to be able to go and take advantage of anything. And believe it or not, it looks as though it might work out. Nope. Got the scan in. Overseers, extra vision in case there was cloak banshees coming in here to deal with this. Now, you'd think at this stage of the game, the Zerg player, because he's mining out of some of his bases, might be interested in getting other bases taken. But, because he is so undersaturated in his economy to some points here, he actually can delay making workers until this stage. So you can see how healthy his mineral patches are here. Now you know the reason why he's delayed so much on getting that economy. Because he knows now he can optimally saturate those mineral patches. We do have the crazy Gosu Nidus Worm play. This map is super short and he can just run across it with his units that have speed. But that's not as important. And he could probably also focus his tech, that he has only one evolution chamber for and enough minerals to support 4 of them. And he's splitting up his upgrades across 2 different unit types. But you guys just don't understand the way this guy thinks. You're not thinking on the same level as GoPro. When you get to that point there, your mind will probably just cave into itself. It'll probably look like you got those really sour candies and you suck on your face because it's so bad. It'd be the same thing, but your whole face would just dissolve inward into a singularity of face. It looks as though we've got mega drop planning up here for William. Some defenses back at home, just to be sure. Looks like he wants to get his mix just right. Now this is a Bronze League game, so this might seem like it could be a terrible move in a lot of cases. Particularly against somebody as cunning as Barcode Bronze, who's got so much money he could probably max out right now. He's got so much extra supply he can max out right now, but he wants to stay agile. He doesn't know what his opponent's going to come at him with, and he doesn't want to attack his opponent. That's not how you win Starcraft. How you win Starcraft is by sitting back, waiting to be attacked, waiting to get exploited, and then spending your ridiculous bank on the exact counter that you need. So the army is in position. William is finally getting his extra upgrades here. And he's going to use the boost to get through. Now there's going to be a slight delay here out of Barcode Bronze. And Williams only even actually dropped one of his metabacks. Now, this doesn't seem like something the Terrans should win. And you might think, wow, if you're losing this much, why doesn't Barcode Bronze just pull back his units? But you see the brilliance now in the top left. You see the 40, 50, 54 Hydralisks in production. And now you get it. Now you understand the cleverness that is Barcode Bronze. He says, I'm getting dropped. Well, what shoots up? Hydras shoot up. That's what I need to make. Now, he invested a lot of his money into getting upgrades for his melee units. So you might think, well, didn't he waste a lot of that time? And I would like to say yes, but I'm not GoPro. I don't think at this level. Mass Hydra? Nobody saw that coming. Nobody thought like, how do I deal well with Terran? Well, I just build an unbeatable massive Hydras that have no upgrades. And it looks as though he might be able to actually finally go put on some damage here. The problem is, is that he really only is coming down here to control expansions. Because back at home, he's got his own expansions up. See, his bank is gone. Everything is set up. So that way he can spend another 20 minutes building up a bank. And then be able to just remax, or not remax, get a big supply amount in a completely new unit type. This kind of meta agility is just so strange. It's so unbelievable. Moving this army around all over the place, looking for drops. He's already thinking of things his opponent isn't even thinking of. That's just so far ahead he is mentally. More queens, long distance mining drones. Now he could put those at a base like this, for instance, and actually have them mining regularly. But these are committed to working down this mineral patch here. And that's going to allow them to just mine at a more progressive rate. You can see all these drones here working off one mineral patch and say, well, hey Sean, wouldn't it be smarter for those to be down here? And I would say that would be correct. But you've got to understand that by him having these mineral patches for sure mined out, he's going to be able to rededicate his attention to this base all at once and not have to split his attention across many different things. You just gotta think in these ways, and then you're gonna see your Starcraft get to the level of GoPro. Hydra army coming back down after a jog. He just wants his Hydras to be in top shape. You put them on these kind of patrols, and then you have the option to know that they're gonna come back and they're gonna have the cardio needed to defeat a much larger Terran army. Now we see that this is where the Zerg player, GoPro, thinks it's important to keep investing in more and more resources. He can see the army that's coming at him here. And it looks like he would have the right kind of things in place. He's way behind on upgrades. He's got the wrong army composition. But you can see that now he's just got this great ability to just boost into new units and invest all at once into new things. So he's going to have really poorly upgraded Roach Hydra to deal against this much more well upgraded Terran army with medevacs and siege tanks in tow. Now you might think, well Sean, isn't he just losing his units really badly? And I'd like to be able to say that is the case, with these tanks in the back and everything else. But we see the next big transition of GoPro. It's Zerglings now. Because Zerglings are going to be able to get behind the army here and get on top of those tanks. Got those bases in place, got more Hydras on the way. Now he's got that money composition. Poorly upgraded Roach Hydra and Zergling. Down about 60 or 70 supply against a better upgraded death mix of Terran. But if you notice through all this, the Terran's only going up to 3 bases now. You'd say that, wow, maybe GoPro does have this figured out. He's got this great ability now with all of his money to throw down all these spine crawlers. I mean, when the Terran's got only thing in place to deal with here is long-ranged units and medevacs to upgrade things, what could possibly be a better use of your army than to just run it into a small choke and get it taken out by an army that's got medevacs and support? But you see this delay. Did you see this tactical delay up here? It's going to buy him time to try to get out all these spine crawlers. So he sacrificed his whole army just to make sure that he bought time for these spine crawlers. Terran are so dumb. He's saying that in a bit of a facetious way, because he just knows that he completely outsmarted Illmatic here, and he's actually going to get down all these spine crawlers. You might say, well Sean, those spine crawlers didn't work very well, and those Hydras, they would just rally to their death. Yeah, he just got a little bit unlucky. I think that's what generally people say at this point, is that he just got a little bit unlucky. So, and that's the only reason I could think of in my mind to conceive why Barcode Bronze didn't actually pull off the win in this game. Perhaps you guys might be able to let me know if there were things that you saw about the way that GoPro played here that would have maybe allowed him to do better. But until next time, until the next time we run into a Barcode pro level player in the Bronze League, this has been SeKo Starcraft, and thank you very much for listening.